members of the conference for organizing this such a wonderful conference. So I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Srishti Singh, and my co-author, Ms. Suja Jayachandran, is not present in the conference currently. So today I am going to present on sentiment analysis and how we can use generative AI with sentiment analysis for more comprehensive framework. So this is the agenda of today's presentation. So first, I would like to go with importance of sentiment analysis. So, like in this world, we can see that how Netflix and how e-commerce and how entertainment industry is growing. So to know the user sentiments and to know what the user is maybe thinking is very important for the industry. So in this case, sentiment analysis is very useful. So sentiment analysis is basically determining the emotions of an individual by analyzing their behavior, that is how they are talking or how they have provided comments or some reviews on a particular product or tweets. So in today's world, online shopping, watching movies or TV shows on online platforms are very common. So the exponential growth of user generated content like reviews, tweets, or comments make automated sentiment extraction very essential for the businesses, social media websites, or researchers. So if we incorporate generative AI along with this sentiment analysis, it is going to be a huge blockbuster move for the businesses and social media applications. So currently, the numbers of social media users or the users who use online platforms to watch movies and web series are growing in billions day by day. And sentiment analysis model accuracy of sentiment analysis is almost 94.2%, and it is growing day by day. So this is the literature survey that I have done before doing this research. So I have used three main papers. The first one provides a comprehensive exploration of the large language models in sentiment analysis, and it basically targets GPT 3.5 and Llama 2 models. So in this study, the author has revealed that LLMs can compete with and also surpass the traditional methods in sentiment classification accuracy by using artificial intelligence. And the second paper mainly focuses on sentiment analysis of generative large language models on specifically on social media comments that are given by the users. So, and also the third paper is basically on a YouTube content creator's perspective on generative AI. So the limitation that I figured out in these papers are it's focusing on specific part of the internet. Like one is focusing on social media only, and the other is focusing only on YouTube. And that is only content creator's perspective, not the user's perspective. So the possible solutions that I recommend is if we are engaging with users and if we are engaging with their sentiments, we need to improve a system's ability in such a way that it captures emotional nuances by incorporating more emotional intelligent models. Like if we are suppose we are very frustrated and we want to just share it to someone that hey, I'm frustrated and this is the thing that happened to me. And there are many cases that sometimes our friends or family are busy in their own life, so they are not always available for us. So in this case, sentiment analysis can be very helpful. Like we can create AI models, or we can create AI chatbots that provide emotional support to the user at that point of time. And also, the generative AI models should have contextual awareness and on how to respond to the user's sentiments. Like if a user is angry or they are happy, so if the user is happy, then they generative AI should be responding like, "Hey, it's very nice to see that you are so happy. And if the user is angry, then the generative AI should probably ask that what is the matter and why they are angry. So, if we are implementing sentiment analysis along with Gen AI, then we also need to use bias reduction techniques and also implement diverse and representative data sets so that linguistic and cultural biases can be removed. So this just I explained that how generative AI can be used in sentiment analysis. So as we all know that sentiment analysis helps AI systems to understand the emotional tone of the user input. Like in customer support or in chatbots, if the user is asking for some help or if the user is not very happy with the product, then the customer support chatbot uh, can be able to guess that the user is not satisfied with my product. So we need to inform the manufacturing team that this product is not very useful to the user. We need to improve it more. Um, Also, if we incorporate generative AI in this, the Gen AI can probably be helpful in adjusting the tone of the chatbot. Like if while we are training the chatbot, this generative AI can be useful. Like when we provide billions of data sets to the training model, so it should be able to respond in a polite way so that the user is not very offended. Like we all know that some people are very emotional or some people get hurt very easily. So using this Gen AI can be very helpful for their sentiments. And Gen AI models like GPT and Llama 2 are trained on massive data sets so that they can summarize human language. And also, if a user makes some minor mistake or if they forgot to put some comma or maybe a word or they misspell a word, then the Gen AI models should be able to guess that user has made this mistake and I need to respond to it in this manner so that my output is not incorrect. Applications of generative AI in sentiment analysis are real-time customer feedback evaluation, brand monitoring, mental state estimation, and multilingual sentiment analysis. So here uh, the problem I'm trying to remove is that so many times this happens that suppose I am a software developer by field, so I face this many times that I ask ChatGPT to develop some code and sometimes it provides a wrong output or maybe because it's due to my input is not very helpful for that or due to some reason, but ChatGPT does not provide the output that I am looking for. So sometimes I get frustrated or sometimes I get angry that why are you not providing the required output? So this is a very common problem that we software programmers face. So here the challenges faced by AI models are the AI models are so sensitive to prompt that even if a small input variation or if a small input is incorrect, it leads to some different output. Suppose I want to do a calculation of addition, but by mistake I provided that, hey, you need to do a multiplication on this. So this is my mistake in providing the input to the AI. So this is the challenge faced by AI model, and also lack of mechanisms to identify the sarcastic or subtle notions of human sentiment. Um, Limited multilingual and cross-cultural adaptability in existing sentiment frameworks, dependence on quality of the pre-processing that is used in training. Like suppose I am developing an AI model and I did not provide enough data to the AI module to get trained. So when that model gets goes into the main production environment or goes to the end user, since I have not provided enough data, it will not provide the required or satisfactory output. So these are the challenges that are faced by machine learning developers or AI developers. So today my research objectives are to provide comparative effectiveness, prompt optimization, mathematical reliability, and cross-cultural applications. Comparative effectiveness, as in how do Gen AI models quantify cognitive styles and compared to traditional text analysis tools, how a Gen AI model is very useful to this sentiment analysis. And prompt optimization means if an AI is providing incorrect output, it's not always the fault of the AI model. Sometimes it's the fault of the user. Like I mentioned that I want to do a addition calculation, but I provided a prompt that do multiplication. So in that case, it is my fault that I provided the wrong input to the AI model. So, in case we want an AI model to provide a very satisfactory output, we need to provide a very good input so that we don't need to reach out to the model that you did this wrong, you did this wrong. Uh, yeah, and also mathematical reliability. So, if a Gen AI model in sentiment analysis is providing feedback to the end customer or to the manufacturer. So we need to identify the probability that if a person is speak has provided the input in some different language and the AI is not trained for this language, so the AI needs to provide a mathematical reliability calculation that if the input language goes in some different direction, then these are the possibilities that where I can go wrong or where I can go error, where I can give the errors. So also cross-cultural applications, like this world is very big and here multiple cultural activities happen. Like in India, suppose if there are multiple religions, so if I a comment on some religion and the AI provides some output that is very hurtful to me because I am a very religious person or I am very true to my culture. So AI needs to understand by itself that we need that it needs to provide the output so that it does not hurt anyone's cultural or religious sentiments. So I have proposed a system that this is the architecture of the proposed system. Like if we provide input data, like social media reviews or chat transcripts of some meeting or comments of some post, it this raw input goes to the sentiment analysis module, and in this sentiment analysis module, we also perform a natural language processing because as a human, I make mistakes in writing the spellings or writing the punctuations. So the natural language processing module will eradicate those errors and will give a clean input to the sentiment analysis module. Here, the sentiments of the users are identified, like if the user is angry, happy, they are commenting it in a funny way, or they are being sarcastic. And this output of the sentiment analysis module will be provided to the generative AI module, and the generative AI will analyze this output and then accordingly it will show the result to the user. Like um, suppose in email or in chat, I am writing something in a funny way, but I have made a mistake in writing the spelling or I have not put the punctuation where it is necessary. So this generative AI will prompt me that, hey, I know that this is a funny text, but you need to correct this thing. So this is the architecture that I just explained in the previous slide. And these are the performance metrics that generative AI usually performs. Already generative AI and sentiment analysis are performing very good in their fields. Like the latency is less than 2 seconds. Sentiment analysis takes less than 100 milliseconds, which is very good. And response generation and model accuracy are also very good. Like it's 94.2%. And the response generation is less than 1.5 seconds. So the feedback and learning system also are a models should have a feedback and learning systems. Like I remember we have developed an application for the software testers to test their own applications, and in that testing application we had inculcated an AI model. Like this what this model performs is, if there is an error in the application or if there is a bug in the application, the AI will learn it by itself that hey, this is a bug and we need to resolve it, and the AI will resolve it on its own. So here the involvement of the developer or the involvement of human interaction is very less, and also there is very less effort used by humans, which is very good. And this feedback and learning system also provides continuous improvement in our application, so the end user is never unhappy with the project or with the application. Also output should be adaptive. Like so if I'm natively, if I speak in English, and suppose one day I have a mood that I'll talk in Hindi with AI tomorrow. So the AI should be able to understand this user usually talks in English, but today she is talking in Hindi or in Marathi. So the AI should be able to give output in that same language and in the same tone in which I'm talking to. So here I would like to conclude my presentation, and my concluding statements are like this: generative AI in sentiment analysis is very helpful for the industry and for social media applications. Like I know it is being used in this field, but currently the usage of generative AI in sentiment analysis is limited to emails only. But I think if we inculcate this in larger applications like e-commerce applications or in social media, it will be very helpful for us. So these are the references of the research papers that I studied while doing my research. Any questions, any of you?